And here we go, a hearty breakfast. Eggs, beans and rice. I guess that is the cheese, plantain, piece of toast, and orange juice included. I'm definitely going to make use of this hot sauce as well. Hola. Disculpe. ¿Es Arenal Volcano? Ahí? Arenal Volcano? No? No? No problem. Is this the Arenal Volcano?
Yeah.
That's it right there?
That's it.
All right, awesome. Thank you. See you later.
Okay, see you.
Del mundo me da, mi alma se desborda de emoción. Nunca antes había sentido así. Espero que ella sienta lo mismo que yo. Seduje con mis pasos mágicos.
Hey guys, good afternoon. It looks like there is a accident up there. A car kind of off the road and very foggy. It is 4:49 in the afternoon. Just left San Jose a couple of hours ago, rented this car. So my first impressions of Costa Rica outside of San Jose, I spent a couple of days there in San Jose. Glad to get out of the city and see what Costa Rica is really about. The landscapes have been just so phenomenal, so lush. The greenness is just like never ending. Everywhere, just lush tropical paradise, fruits. I can see bananas out there. And so I'm excited to finally see the real Costa Rica, see what the hype is all about. And I think that it is going to meet the hype, especially where I'm going now, to La Fortuna, which is kind of the center of the waterfall, lush jungle scene, and the Arenal Volcano hot springs. Like tons of cool stuff to see in a small area there. And so I'll be arriving there tonight. I have a hotel reserved for the next 3 nights. I just got this rental car in San Jose. It is not cheap, $85 per day. And this was the best deal that I could find. They were upwards from there, $115 a day, etc. But that includes the full insurance coverage and everything. So got wheels, Just got to get past this little traffic jam here. And check it out, they are towing that car and almost got it on the road there. So hopefully we'll get moving soon. And so that is the car right there that was off the road. It looks like they're pretty much back in action. I think that girl was in the car as well. Must have been a little scary, but could have been worse. Hey guys, good morning. That is my room right there. $59 a night, breakfast included. However, I was too late to get breakfast, so in a couple of minutes I'm going to go to that restaurant right over there, which is right next to the hotel. I'm not sure if it is actually part of the same company or not, but I believe that is where breakfast would be served if I had, gotten up in time. But I'm going to go there and check out the brunch options, see what's available. Not sure if this is a hot tub or kiddie pool. Not hot water. They're the same temperature, so little kiddie pool there. And a lovely garden. I'm going to walk through here, show the garden, and talk a little bit about Costa Rica and my first impressions and what I've learned so far. There is a main road there, lined with restaurants and hotels. This is La Fortuna. I'm not exactly sure if this is like the center of town or kind of the edge or what, but I will be finding out in the coming days. I'm here for 3 nights. And so the first obvious thing to keep in mind is the weather. Look at all this green. You don't get all this green without some rain. So it is a cloudy day. It is not that hot. It is December. I'm not exactly sure of the seasons here, if there's really much in the way of seasons. Maybe in the summer, because we are in fact north of the equator a little bit. Maybe summertime is a little bit warmer, but expect variable weather. You'll probably get some rain. Lovely garden here. But the advantage to lots of rain is, of course, you get tropical paradise, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it in this area of La Fortuna. Papayas. Nice. And so I've just been in Costa Rica for like 4 days or so. I didn't want to go to beaches right away. I've seen lots of beaches. I just spent 6 weeks in Mexico and I wanted to see something different. So headed for the jungle, or the rainforest if you prefer, which is all spread throughout this area here, including also the Arenal Volcano, which I think that you would be able to see from right around here if it wasn't for the clouds, but I will be exploring more in coming videos. And look at what's up here. You can kind of see this line in the grass. It is an ant trail, like an ant superhighway. Check it out. It goes all the way up this tree. And they're taking bits of the tree and the flowers and stuff. Wow, I am in a different world. And so one thing you might end up wondering about as you plan your trip to Costa Rica is, how long should you spend in San Jose, the capital city? I was just there for 4 nights, 3 days, which was longer than I probably would have if I wasn't a YouTuber and making videos, but I had to film and edit a video and get it posted there. The Wi-Fi in my apartment hotel there was amazing, so that was lucky to have. I originally booked just 3 nights there, but then my last day ended up falling on Christmas Day, and so that's why I ended up staying an extra day, was basically just because I didn't want to be trying to travel out of there on Christmas Day for obvious reasons, trying to find a rental car. I will talk about that in just a second, the whole rental car situation, because it is kind of a sticking point of coming to Costa Rica is the expense of the rental cars. But anyways, as I showed in my video from there, then San Jose is definitely kind of gritty, and there aren't really a lot of major must-see, attractions and sights to see there, although there are museums. It is interesting walking around, market areas, restaurants, there's amazing plazas. It is definitely worth a visit, and it is always, good to get a taste of the capital city of anywhere you go. But you might not want to spend a lot of time there, especially if you only have a, week or 10-day vacation or whatever. You might just want to pop in for a couple of hours from the airport, cruise into town and walk around, check it out, and then get out to the more peaceful and paradisical areas. But you also might want to stay there a couple of nights and spend 1 full day exploring around. As I showed, then there was the interaction with the couple of guys there that were kind of sketchy. I was just walking along in the walking pedestrian avenue, and these 2 guys just kind of came up to me, or they were like walking along beside me something, and ended up saying hello, and I talked with them for a bit. There was a little bit more than I showed in that video of the interactions with them. One of which is that several times the guy said that he was hungry. And so it was quite obvious from the beginning that the guy was kind of trying to get some money out of me, possibly. They didn't really seem like professional scammers or whatever. Who knows? As I showed, then the police that were standing there in the pedestrian walkway ended up stopping the group of the 3 of us, kind of asked us what was going on, and I said, oh, I just ended up talking with these guys a couple of blocks ago. And they then said, move on. Things are definitely different here, and there could be problems with scams or just people, kind of begging for money, which is kind of what that guy seemed to be doing. Who knows? But you just want to watch out for potential problems in that regards. I wasn't worried about it. Walking along a busy, place in the daytime with lots of people around, then there's no harm in just talking with some guys and then, get them to buzz off eventually. But keep in mind, especially in San Jose, then there could be potential issues, and watch out for the, scams and whatnot. And so I thought that I would kind of ramble here a little bit and talk a bit about rental cars and the flights getting here, and give a little bit of insight into how that works and how I managed to find, well, the cheapest rental car I could find. Also some cheap flights getting down here. So I'm going to go back to Baja California and just kind of tell a little sort of funny story about how I ended up getting the good deal on the rental car that I had there for 17 days. It was $40 per day, including all taxes and everything. And so I was in Los Cabos, or actually in Cabo San Lucas, which is one of the two cities of Los Cabos, on the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula there in Baja California Sur state. And so I woke up at my hotel there with nothing planned yet, but wanting to get a rental car, which is exactly what happened yesterday as well here in San Jose. I got up not having anything booked yet. And so I just started calling around, and I called Budget, and they offered a car for $55 a day. And that was a better deal than the other couple of places that I had already called before them. And so I decided to go with that. And so I got all packed up and walked down there and saw the sign for the Budget office. And so I talked to a guy on the phone beforehand, but when I got there, there was no guy there, only a woman. And there was a sign that said Payless, car rental. And so I was just like, okay, I guess it's like Budget is also Payless or something like that. And then I told the woman that I had already talked to another guy and he had offered $55 a day. But then since I was talking to a different person, then I said, but if you have a better deal or anything, then that would be great. And so she looks on the computer and then she quotes $40 a day. And so I was like, great, okay, let's go with that. And so over the 17 days that I had that car, that difference of $15 saved me like $250. But as it turned out, I was not in the Budget car office. Later, like when I was returning the car or stopping in to extend the contract or something, then I walked over to the office and realized that the Budget car office was actually right next to the Payless car office, and I'd seen the sign and they were just kind of almost indistinguishable from each other, and I just walked into the wrong office, but a good mistake. So when I arrived in San Jose, I was in the taxi and we were driving along and I saw the Payless car rental company on the side of the street. And so that was the first company that I called to try to find out prices of car rentals here. But the price that they quoted was $90 a day, including insurance and everything. And I was really considering just not renting a car and instead just taking buses around. Now I will mention that a friend of mine might be joining me in a couple of days, and that's a factor that's kind of played into everything. Is I'm still kind of waiting to see what happens there. If we can split a car, then that, you know, cuts it in half, and that helps out a lot. But then yesterday morning, I had done research on the buses, and getting up here, there weren't very many buses going direct here. And so I was planning to check rental cars again, see what I found, and then if it wasn't acceptable, then take the bus. But I ended up calling Budget because I'd already talked to the Payless people. And so I called Budget to see what they would offer. $115 a day with Budget. But the guy said, I can call around and maybe I can find a better deal for you. And so I'll get back to you. And so he got back to me, and sure enough, he found a car for $75 a day from 506 rental car company. So I decided to go with it, and even though it's more than I want to pay, you know, just go for it, splurge, and be able to, you know, explore properly. And so the guy comes to the hotel to deliver the car, and we do the paperwork there. Then he explains that the insurance that is included is the basic insurance that has a $750 deductible and 20% of any damages after that. But then he says that the full insurance, just like everything covered, you walk away, you know, if there's any problems, was only $10 a day more. And so I decided $10 a day is worth paying just to have the peace of mind. And so $85 a day is what it ended up being for that car there. And so the problem is that it is the holiday season, and so he said that the prices are all high for rental cars everywhere right now because there are few available because, you know, lots of tourists. And so at another time of year, then you very well might find a better deal. But, you know, Christmas season and going into January, then everything's just going to be more expensive. That's just the way it is. The bus system seems to be pretty decent. When I was looking at buses then going from San Jose to Punta Arenas, which is another city that I'm looking at going to over on the coast, there were buses going every 15 minutes. It was like $5 or something, a 2-hour bus ride. And so it looks like buses are definitely a possible way to get around if you're on a budget and not in too much of a hurry. So I said that I would talk about flights and forgot to mention it. So really quick then, my flight was on Volaris Airlines. I booked it on Expedia.com, and the initial flight that I booked when I was in the Baja California was just $122. That's it, including taxes and everything. However, I first had to get from Baja to Mexico City because the flight was Mexico City to San Jose direct. So a great deal there. But then luggage was kind of expensive. It was $60 for the luggage. I also ended up booking a flight going back to Mexico City because at the airport in Mexico City, then they required that you have an onward flight before they were going to let you on the plane, because that is the official requirement of Costa Rica. However, they did not actually ask me about that at the customs in Costa Rica. Also, travel insurance, including COVID health coverage, is required. They didn't ask me about that at customs either, but at the check-in desk in Mexico City at Juarez, then they did ask for both of those. And so I booked that other flight on the spot, and it was only $152 direct, also going back to Mexico City. So there are good deals for flights getting down to Costa Rica, depending of course on where you're coming from. All right, let's go find some brunch. And also I want to show the street there with all the restaurants along it. So good news, they're still serving breakfast and my voucher is going to count. So this breakfast will be free, but as you can see, otherwise it would be 2,500 Costa Rican colon. That is $4. And that is the breakfast there. That is the gallo pinto, beans and rice and eggs and plantain, and I think that is chunks of cheese. And here you can see some of the other options, all very reasonable, 3,500, 4,500. So looking at, you know, $5, $6, $7. And here we go, a hearty breakfast, eggs, beans and rice. I guess that is the cheese, plantain, piece of toast, and orange juice included. I'm definitely going to make use of this hot sauce as well. Hola. Disculpe. ¿Es Arenal Volcano? Ahí? Arenal Volcano? No? No? No problem. Is this the Arenal Volcano?
Yeah,
that's it right there.
That's it.
All right, awesome. Thank you. See you later.
Okay, see you.
All right, there you go. The Arenal Volcano right there. Incredible, just right up next to it. Let's go take a look at the sloth and this cool sculpture. Artist studio, paintings, woodwork. Maybe my pronunciation of Arenal is not correct because that guy obviously wasn't understanding me. All right, so there are sloths to see around here. Volcanoes, waterfalls, rainforest, hot springs. But that will all be in the coming videos. All right, see ya. More coming from La Fortuna and the jungle paradise of Costa Rica.